What do you think about the situation of now? The younger people tend to go to marketing, finance, or those fields. Well, how do you think? 今ちょっとサイエンスがすごく大事だって言ってるのに、最近の若いのはマーケティングとかファイナンスとか行きたがってますけど、どうですかと聞きました。And then your answer?
Well, no, you've gone right to the most important question. When children are at school, at the beginning, they're very interested in technology. And then for some reason, at the age of about 14, there's a lot of pressure put on them to go to university. And I'm afraid that they're also told not to be an engineer, because if you're an engineer, you might end up in a factory. But that it's more respectable to be a banker for some reason, or a lawyer, or anything other really than be an engineer or run a factory. And this is a great pity, because there is nothing could be more creative than developing technology, engineering and designing and making products.
そういうことだ。まあみんなもね、小さい頃はその科学とか実験とか興味は持ったけど、だんだんマーケティングとか銀行マンがいいとかってそうじゃないと。And also we are so surprised the fact, even in vacuum cleaner or motors, invented 150 years ago or 200 years ago, still there are rooms to innovate. And how you can see that room for innovation?
Well, it's actually very easy. We were using motors, very like that. Oh, it's gone. But the big one, the big heavy one, and well, they were big and heavy, and not very efficient, and they had problems. So I actually knew nothing about electric motors. So I assembled a very young team, all straight from university, and we started to try and develop new motor technology. And it took 10 years before we had a motor, a new electric motor. And actually, we put it in our hand dryer because the electronics were rather big. So then we had to miniaturize the electronics to get them inside a vacuum cleaner. But that's rather typical of what we do. For example, when I developed the cyclonic technology for my vacuum cleaner, I was working pretty well on my own, building maybe 2 prototypes a day. And it took me 5 years and 5,000 prototypes, well, 5,127 prototypes to get it right. And we're still doing that today. I mean, of course, we have CFD, we have computers to help us, but we still have to build a lot of prototypes. So any development of technology takes a long time.
Indeed, yes. But you said easy. The actually inspiration or aspiration for innovations are everywhere in
Yes.
daily life.
In daily life, in very ordinary things.
I see. And
you know, computers are, if you like, sexy, and mobile phones are sexy. But I quite like very ordinary things that are not very good.
I see. 日常の中にあるね、ものの中にすごいいろんな不便だなとかセクシーじゃないものがあるはずだから、それを見つけてやるのはもうそんなに難しいことじゃないでしょうと。But it takes longer. You said 5 years or 10 years. Those young entrepreneurs so far are not so patient used to be. Now it's quick. どうですか? Or how do you actually persuade?
Maybe there are things you can find where you can do things quickly, but everything I've done, and maybe it's just me, but it takes a long time. You know, for example, robotics. It took us 12 years to develop a robotic vision system so that our robot could navigate by a vision system. But I don't mind taking 12 years to develop something. it's a fascinating journey doing it, building the prototypes, testing all the technology, and then realizing that actually it isn't very good and you've got to do something better.
So-
I find that most enjoyable. You might not, but I hope you do.
It's not the boring time. It's an exciting time.
Very exciting time.
今やっぱりね、若い人は僕はすごく短期だからもうどんどん新しいものをやりたいって言うけど、彼はやっぱりモーターにかける、すごく謙遜して自分のせいだからかもしれないけど12年かかったとか5年かかった、でもそのプロセスが面白い。